Hello and welcome to NPS Now, your source of news and information about Norfolk Public Schools. I'm your host, Karen Tanner. Students at the Norfolk Technical Center recently attended the school's annual Career and College Fair. Here's Amanda Verrata with the story.
Nearly 300 students from all 5 of Norfolk's high schools recently attended the Norfolk Technical Center's Career and College Fair. This event featured 64 businesses, military liaisons, along with colleges and universities, including Norfolk Fire and Rescue, Centera School of Nursing, Norfolk Southern, and Old Dominion University.
I was looking into some of the colleges, VCU and Hampton University. Also, they have the Virginia Beach Conference Center here, so I was talking to some of them. I think it's wonderful. Like, NTC is already my favorite school. Like, they give us so many opportunities to do things, and the career fair is just one step up.
The opportunity is great. It's monumental for the success of our students. I wish they had something like that when I was a student, and it's a great thing with the economy being the way it is.
Just walking around and seeing the interest. I was never exposed to anything like this as I was coming out of high school, and just the opportunity to challenge people and to talk with folks and find out what it takes to pursue a certain career. Great opportunity for the kids to be able to thinking about that.
I think it's great. The students, a lot of them don't know what's out there and available. I've talked to the juniors and seniors. I've talked to all grades and people come out here. And it's a fantastic opportunity for young people to learn what's out there and available to build a future and a career.
For 22 of these students, this job fair enabled them to learn even more about jobs they'll soon be interviewing for at the Norfolk Naval Shipyard.
We started working in October with over 40 students at various classes in NTC, preparing them for the Norfolk Naval Ship Apprenticeship Program. We did resumes, started doing job applications, had to go through the USA Jobs Gov website. It's very tricky. Out of 42 students who took the placement test, we had TCC come here to do that. 22 have been given interviews.
I think it's pretty awesome. Ms. K. Park and Ms. Weber have worked really hard to get us where we're at. We did a lot of online stuff with like filling out applications and going through the Tidewater Community College process of filling out the application, which is really hard, but it's actually been a very good experience, and I'm enjoying myself and being very productive towards my future.
For those who made this fair possible, the entire NTC staff, the real reward is getting students to understand that there's a world of possibilities for them after graduation.
When students leave school today, I hope that they walk away with more information than they came in with about either a career that they hope to have or maybe something they didn't know about.
I want them to realize that in our community as well as outskirts, there are job opportunities for them to have.
Lafayette Winona Middle School parents and staff recently held a parent forum to discuss discipline, issues, and data along with program support to ensure academic success for all of its students.
The ultimate goal of the school, or what we need to do, is to get accredited again, to get a full accreditation. And so what does discipline have to do with that? Well, you know, if a student's suspended, they can't take that SOL test and they can't learn. So we need, you know, they're not where they need to be. So that's how discipline is a piece of the puzzle, if you will, of getting this school accredited.
Principals from all Norfolk's elementary schools met together at Coleman Place Elementary to share ideas and knowledge. This first meeting enabled principals to receive updates from administrators and, more importantly, learn from each other by talking about what works in their schools.
I hope that they get a sense of collaborative inquiry. We are definitely in Norfolk about breaking down silos, about sharing the ideas that are working in our respective schools. And what I have heard from principals is that they want time to talk to each other.
There are unique issues specific to elementary principals that during the large meeting with all of the principals we just don't get a chance to collaborate on. So this is wonderful to bring all of the elementary principals together, sharing ideas and things we're doing in our classrooms.
You know, I think it's important. It's good for us to meet together with all principals, but it's also good for elementary principals because we're working with younger children and we often have very different concerns, and it's when we can share what happened happens back and forth. It really gives us a lot of ideas for improving our own schools.
In light of recent incidents that have occurred across our country, our principals and security officers came together at a school security and safety summit meeting this past week to review school crisis plans in place throughout our district.
They need to be live and working documents, not something that we use as a template and just fill in to give to the state, but that we're actually able to put these plans in place in the event that they're needed. This is why we have the security officers and the principals together to make sure that everyone in the building that's in charge of emergency incidents are on the same page.
12 high school students from Granby and Norview visited Tanners Creek Elementary in order to judge their science fair projects. The older students didn't just judge projects, they also interviewed their younger peers and modeled the type of scientific thinking Tanners Creek teachers want their children to develop. Willard Model School wanted to recognize the hard work of longtime PTA volunteer Kathy Ritchie with the Lifetime PTA Achievement Award. Ms. Ritchie has logged thousands of volunteer hours and has volunteered at the school for over 14 years. Congratulations, Ms. Ritchie. Norfolk Public Schools celebrated 168 teachers who received teacher tenure status at its annual Teacher Tenure Recognition Ceremony. Teachers achieved this milestone once they've taught 3 years in Norfolk schools. Drs. King, Simmons, and Savigny congratulated the teachers for their commitment to educating Norfolk students. The Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference Tournament is coming to Norfolk March 11th through the 16th to the Norfolk Scope. And as part of the fun, MEAC is sponsoring a reading contest using Achieve 3000 called Read with MEAC for all of Norfolk's third graders. The contest runs January 28th to February 22nd. The school with the most logged in minutes will receive a top prize of $2,000, second place $1,500, and third place $500. And the third grade class that logs the most minutes will receive $1,000. Good luck to everyone. Plenty of tournament action coming up. Steve Settmiller will tell you where and when in NPS Sports.
Welcome back to NPS Now. I'm Steve Settmiller, Senior Coordinator of Athletics. Let's take a look at upcoming tournament action. First up, Eastern District Wrestling. Wilson High School won the regular season team title by going undefeated. Granby, Norview, and Lake Taylor will have something to say during the upcoming Eastern District Tournament. The tournament will be held Saturday, February 2nd at Lake Taylor High School. First round action begins at 9 a.m. and finals are scheduled to start at 5 p.m. Eastern District Swimming will be Saturday, February 2nd. The event will be held at the Maury Aquatic Center. Both Maury teams won the regular season and will look to add District Swim Championship trophy to their season. Girls Swim Championship will begin at 10 a.m., followed by the Boys Championship at 4 p.m. Also, we have the Eastern District Forensics Tournament to be held at Booker T. Washington High on February 9th at 8:30 in the morning. Eastern Region Scholastic Bowl Tournament will be held Monday, February 4th at Princess Anne High School. Granby and Maury will represent the Eastern District in this event. Good luck to both teams. Eastern Region One Act Play Festival will be held Friday, February 15th at Salem High School. Booker T. Washington and Granby will represent the Eastern District. The event will begin at 1 p.m. Good luck to both groups. For all the action and results, check out your big team's website. More NPS Now after this.
Welcome back to NPS Now. Today with us is Dr. Marjorie Staley, principal of Norview High School, who is here to share with us how the MetLife Foundation and the National Association of Secondary School Principals selected Norview as one of 10 breakthrough schools in the country. Welcome, Dr. Staley, to NPS Now.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad
What
to be here.
exciting news for Norview High School.
We are ecstatic, just ecstatic.
Just to be selected as a breakthrough school. Tell us, when did you find out you were a winner for this prestigious award?
Well, we knew we were a finalist in August, and NASSP scheduled a visitation. And I think there were about 400 schools across the country who were eligible, and then they focused on 12 high schools and 12 middle schools for site visits. So we were visited in September, and we found out first week in November.
Oh, that's so exciting. So what is a breakthrough school?
Well, NASSP, which is the governing body of secondary schools, did the research about 10 or 15 years ago, and they came up with 3 categories that were prevalent in the most successful schools in the country, both middle and high schools. And for the past 3 years, they've been looking at schools that represent those 3 large areas of successful practices, and they have identified these schools, and then they publish an article in Ed Leadership, and then there will be a presentation for other schools.
So how do you become a breakthrough school? For them to come interview you and watch, what was the criteria?
Well, it's really about academic progress, and they want to see 3 years of improvement in state test scores, honors classes, the number of kids in your honors classes, AP classes, that's your advanced placement classes, as well as scholarship monies and students who go on to prestigious universities. And so we were early identified as having that 3 year of data, and we were pleasantly surprised.
Now, was this your first go around with them, or did they come see you before, or was this the first time?
About 7 years ago, a predecessor to the breakthrough was actually called the I can't remember what it was called.
Okay.
But it was a school on a smaller version of the breakthrough schools. Bridge Builder, that's it.
Bridge Builder, okay.
And so at that point, you had to have 2 of the 3 categories. And so we were identified then, and we had a visitation, and that was exciting. But this is just wonderful, really
I
is.
think in order to have a breakthrough school, you have to have great instructional staff. Tell me a little bit about your staff members. What makes them so successful in the classroom with your students?
Well, really it's about, first of all, they're strong in content. And so if it's a math teacher, they're very strong. They usually have a master's degree in the content. And they want to be at Norview High School. They have the heart of an educator. And that is that they will go far to do whatever is necessary in order to help a kid. It might be creating some remediation on a Saturday morning. It might be helping students to create some kind of note-taking skill that would help them better to be successful. But it's really about having the right teachers to put in front of our kids because they want only the best for them.
Now, have you been getting phone calls from other principals and saying, how do you have such a successful school?
We have. We have several visitations planned. We have one coming up in February with Memphis City Public Schools. They'll be bringing 20 of their folks with them, and they'll spend a day with us in the classroom talking to kids, talking to all of our support staff. So that's exciting. Northern Virginia, Fairfax, several other areas around Virginia. And we do like sharing because we like to be good thieves also. If it's working well somewhere else, you know, it's to us to figure out, you know, how can it work better for us.
And they can come, pull the golden nuggets from you
Absolutely.
and make it work and tailor it for their district.
Yes.
Well, with this type of award, what does this mean for Norview High School now?
Well, it means that at the end of this month, we'll be going to the national conference, and we'll have the opportunity to hear from the 10 schools who won last year. And so we'll be able to glean and collect and steal all of those strategies. And then we'll receive an award. And then next year, we'll be presenting at the national conference, the 10 schools that have just been identified.
Wow, so you'll be going to the conference. Are you bringing any children with you, or all staff, or will it just be you?
They've asked me to bring a staff, and so we will be, again, collecting information, and then next year we'll be presenting.
Wow, this is just exciting, and I know the Norview parents are very proud
They are.
of their school and the
we
students.
all are.
Wow, so not only is Norview High School successful, but you've been successful as a principal. Share with us some of the accolades you've received.
Well, we've been very fortunate, and we just don't know really what to say, but we've been the recipient of the only 2 federal reward programs, and at the national level, and that is that we were a Blue Ribbon School, I believe in 2004. We also won the Drug Prevention Award from the federal government, and those are 2 that are just wonderful. We've also received an award from for being a Change High School, and that was, I believe, in 2007 or 2005. We received an award from Fordham University, and that was for dispelling the myth. That was for raising our lower level students in the lowest quartile to the middle quartile. We've also had a teacher who has won State Teacher of the Year and was a national finalist.
Yeah, Tommy Smeagol.
Tommy
Give him
Smeagol,
some credit.
absolutely. And so we just feel, you know, we feel really blessed.
Well, to have a great school, you have to have a great leader. And you have some accolades that you haven't shared, but I will share one. You were 2011 National Principal of the Year finalist.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Tell me some more.
Well, and the year before I was the State Principal of the Year. And again, all of these awards allow us to be able to talk with other principals, successful principals, talk with the staff and the students. And again, as I mentioned, I mean, I'm a great thief. If it's working someplace else, you know, let's mold it, let's massage it a little bit and see, you know, if we can't improve, you know.
Well, Norview's not going to rest on its laurels, and neither are you. So what's on the horizon next for Norview High School?
Well, we've been told that it looks like we might be a Newsweek outstanding school in the country, and that's exciting.
Yes.
And that is about the number of AP students that we have in our program and the progress we've made. And the success. Kids have to pass that AP test with a 3, 4, or 5. And you know, out there further is maybe a STEM regional school. Is that we have the Leadership Center for the Sciences and Engineering at Norview High School, and you know, you never know. We're hoping that maybe our fair city will take a look at Norview High School and our successes, and I'd love to have kids from all, you know, 6 school districts come to Norfolk Public Schools first, but specifically Norview High School. We'd love to have them.
And Norview's been doing great things over the years, and we're very proud of Norview, and I'm proud of you.
Well,
and I'm excited because my son attends Norview High School, and he's in your leadership program, so I've seen firsthand the hard work and commitment of your teachers and staff. So thank you for joining us today on NPS Now, and we'd like to thank you for joining us on NPS Now today. The show will air on WNPS Channel 47, or you can view it online at www.npsk12.com. Thank you for watching NPS Now.